So, this is April Turner. She has some props and she has some layers on. And I can guarantee that probably some of you will be in tears by the time that she gets done. But what I wanted to say about April is that she has a long journey, a long life journey, which she'll talk to you about. But in terms of how she interfaced with the University of Maine, that was in 2012 through UMaine as a physical therapist, hopefully a physical therapist. And then she arrived here at the Hutchinson Center in 2013. And since 2013, I think every year I get a wonderful essay and transcripts of how she's doing and her grades and looking for support. And so we at the Hutchinson Center, through our scholarship program, have been supporting her since 2013. She is graduating tomorrow. Recently was awarded the most outstanding non-traditional student at the University of Maine in 2016. And I could say a lot about you, but what I will say, and I'm not going to, I know you have a lot of things I'm not going to divulge in yours, but what I think embodies when I think about you, April, is Gandhi's saying, be the change that you wish to see in the world. I feel like that is you. And you have touched so many lives, and your message is so powerful. And I just can't thank you enough for all that you've done and how much you've, enriched everybody's lives here and the impact that you're going to make on the world. And so the floor is yours.
Thank you for coming to the Scholarship Luncheon. My name is April Turner, and I'm graduating tomorrow. I am so excited. I'm graduating tomorrow. I will have a bachelor's degree in social work. I've been the recipient of scholarships through the Hutchinson Center program. Today I'd like to introduce you to the Aprils of my life. You'll notice that I have graduation gowns on today. Not because it's a great fashion statement, but because I want to tell you my graduation story. This graduation gown is from Mount View, so Thorndyke RSU free. It's actually my husband's because mine wouldn't fit. I graduated from Mount View in 1997. It was the 5th school district I had attended. I grew up in a loving, abusive home. I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but that's what my home was. My siblings and I experienced physical and emotional abuse, but we also learned the loyalty of family and the bond of siblings. At the time of my graduation, my parents recently divorced. My mother had moved with my younger brother and sister. My boyfriend and I lived together in Montville. Soon after graduation, I became pregnant, and my boyfriend and I got married. Now, my husband dropped out of school. He was in college at the time, and I went straight into the workforce. We bought a house, we had another child, and for the most part, we felt we were doing pretty well. He worked as a mechanic, and I worked as a credit analyst. This gown, this is from my KBCC graduation. I graduated in 2012 from KBCC, which is Kennebec Valley Community College. I had a degree in biological sciences, an associate degree. My husband and I actually went to school together. We both had been laid off. So it wasn't my choice that we just decided to go to school. He was laid off from many years working as a mechanic, and I was laid off from a 10-year career with a corporate bank. We were laid off. It was the height of the recession. We decided to go to college to provide a higher and more steady income for our family. When we started school, we had 2 boys, 12 and 8. When we graduated, we had 3 boys, 14, 11, and 10, not a newborn. We had a 3rd child because shortly before graduation from KBCC, we were asked to become foster parents for our nephew. And we took that role. When starting at KBCC, I decided that a degree in physical therapy was what I wanted. KBC offered an associate's degree in physical therapy, and once I enrolled, I found that there was a long wait list, and I had to wait to be accepted into the program. While waiting to be accepted into the program, I took classes that would transfer into the physical therapy program. By the time I had got accepted into the associate's degree program, I actually had a degree. and I didn't see the sense in going for another 2 years for another associate's degree. So that's when I decided to come to the University of Maine. Helped. This is the gown I'll be wearing tomorrow. It won't be as decorated. As I graduate, my success will be shared with my husband, our children, extended family, and friends. This April that you see started at University of Maine in 2012. As I said, I was originally planning on becoming a physical therapist and was taking classes at the Orono campus. To become a physical therapist, you needed to complete the kinesiology program, and I chose also to add pre-med to that because I was really excited. I did horrible, absolutely horrible my first semester at Orono. As a non-traditional student at Maine, I was isolated and unable to connect with my professors. I withdrew from 3 of my 4 classes and tried to save my GPA in 1 class, only to end the semester with a D. At the end of the semester, I dropped the pre-med requirements and tried to continue just on the path for kinesiology and physical therapy. The spring semester was a bit better. I passed with B's and C's. However, the isolation and resulting depression had not subsided. In addition to trying to revive my GPA, I was working part-time, traveling almost 3 hours a day to get to and from classes. And my husband and I were continuing the role of foster parents for our nephew. I did not like the physical therapy program. I wanted to help people, but I wasn't passionate about physical therapy, and had only pursued it because of the potential income. It was a very good paying job. I decided to take the summer to evaluate my college plan. Throughout the summer, my husband and I continued working with the Department of Health and Human Services for a hopeful resolution and reunification of my nephew and my sister. I worked hard to make sure that my nephew's needs were met and that the decision for his future were based on his best interests. As we worked through the reunification process, it became clear that I should become a social worker. Just before the start of fall semester, I changed my degree to social work and began attending classes here at Hutchinson Center. On this gown, I wear some of the representations of my growth since I have become a social worker. The pin on my lapel is from the Wabanaki Reach Ally training I attended. The medal, which is kind of hidden, but it is here, is from the Non-Traditional Student Association. All of these badges are from different jobs or field placements that I've had, that I've had while I've been in school. And finally, the blue and orange cord actually represents my campaign. I'll tell you about that. There are also things that I'm not able to put on this gown or wear around my neck, but that have just as much importance to my life. In September 2014, we adopted our nephew when it really became apparent that he wouldn't be able to return home. We have actually continued to foster parent, and in December of 2014, our family grew again, and we now have 4 children, 18, 17, 15, and 14. Our 2 oldest boys are graduating from high school in June, and our 2 youngest start high school in the fall. I've received the Outstanding Non-Traditional Student Award. I have facilitated the development of a mentor program for social work students. I've received scholarships for the past 3 semesters. I was amazed with the faith that strangers had in my success when I was approved for these scholarships. The faith in finally being in a field that reflected my personal values has been an amazing experience. I've made Dean's List. My confidence has grown. I have so many opportunities to learn in both the classroom and in my field placements, and I am thankful to each and every one of you that have donated to the Scholarship Fund. Now, I would like to introduce you to the April that has found her passion. So tomorrow, after I take off the UMaine graduation gown, I'll be a social worker. I'll be the April that is a blend of all the Aprils that you have met. As a social worker, I will continue to work with families in crisis, but I'm also a social worker that is continuing to grow, learn, and advocate. In June, I will begin pursuing another graduation gown. I will be starting a 2-year advanced placement, master's in social work through the online graduate program here at UMaine. February, I announced my candidacy for the House of Representatives, and I have every intention of winning. I hope that by sharing my graduation story, you will continue to donate to the Scholarship Fund. I hope that we will continue to show your faith in the students' ability to create a future that they may have never dreamed possible. Your donations have inspired not only me, but my children. Your donations have given me the confidence that people in my community care about improving our society. Your donations have aided in the creation of a social worker that is ready to advocate in the State House for the people of Waldo County and our state. Thank you for your faith, and thank you for your donations.